What the hell? Good God, what is that noise? What are we doing here, people? Go live with me. Let's see. Oh, go live with me. Yo, doggo. I published the link. People can go live, but hold on. I got to invite somebody. Give me a couple seconds to figure this out. Invite. I don't know what I'm doing. Just bear with me, people. Give me a second here. Going live here. Somehow. I'm going to figure this out. Just chill out, people. Yeah. Compose. This is to Robert. This is to Okay. Did I just do that? Yeah. What's up, people? Nobody's here anymore. Come back, people. I'm playing with my doodad. Mike, I'm just entertaining myself. Stop that shite. That's free synth jazz, baby. I'm inviting some people to come on here, guys. You can just jump online and just hang out because, come on live, people. Click the link and then you'll be on screen, Mr. Waxy. Don't just stand out there in anonymity. Come on, click the button, come live. You'll be on screen with me. The world will see you for what you truly are. And yeah, that's the point of this, is to get multiple people on. So we're having a conversation instead of one guy, one freaking moron. That would be me. To entertain you while somebody comes on live with me, I'm going to play with my synthesizer. Mike didn't like it, but there he is. Hold on. I'll turn off that noise. Is there someone on there? Any humans there? Are you there?
I'm barely human.
That's close enough for this show.
I'm giving myself more light.
You're giving yourself he's giving himself a light. Should we go cinematic or TikTok style?
Cinematic.
We don't want to get too close. This is an open audition, open cattle call. If somebody else clicks the button, they could be allowed on stage with us. But
yeah, there might be some people that you do not want to see in the state that they will show themselves in.
Well, I have the control of the button. I have the control of the. I'm producing, directing. I can turn my synthesizer off now because that was just filler. I don't know if you heard it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll turn that.
It affected my Durbo Ipalapa. What is that?
Is that some sort of Ethiopian dish?
Okay, now I did, as my thrifting goes, the other day
Get my water here.
and today I got a couple of good items. But here's an interesting thing that I picked up thrifting. So everyone knows who this guy is, right?
Swinging Machine. Oh, Mose Allison. Yeah, I got one of his records.
Now, I bought this
I just want to show you.
for $1.50 at the thrift store, right?
I'm gonna fall over.
Okay.
This guy?
Yeah. But here's the interesting thing. When I opened it, it had 2 CDs inside.
Oh, so you
the Mo-Fi of Sting.
I noticed that.
Yeah, but this Mose thing is very interesting. It looks like it was handmade. But I don't know if it was self-published by him. There's nothing I can find about it. It looks very professional. Here's the back with all the songs.
It's a pressed disc, not a CDR.
No, it looks like it was printed by someone, the cover.
That, yeah.
I do not know if it was made by him, someone who knows him. You know how artists like to do their own recordings of their songs, so they own this?
Friends, yeah.
So I do not know if he gave it out to friends or whatever. If anyone knows anything about this. Recordings of their songs, so they own this.
Mike, you're being noisy. Mike, make sure you don't have feedback going on. I'm going to unmute you for a second and see if you destroy our stream again. No. So anyway, Rob, let Mike adjust his microphone. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. He left. I can't hear you. Here's a trick.
Yes.
Here's a guess. Here's a workaround. Did you listen to the CD?
It would be very smart to do that, but I haven't had time yet.
And then you hold it up to your phone.
Yes.
And then you hit the button that says, tell me what song this is.
Yeah, I don't know if every song is in there. Is every song in there?
Every song except the one you want. Not every song, but you'd be.
I suspect when I put this in and hit play, it'll go, ha, 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 ha. We got you.
I just did that with the Russian disc I bought the other day. Here it is. Where is it? Somewhere I got a Russian disc in here. Mike's coming back on. Let me give Mike a second to see if he can fix his audio. But I don't know if I showed you that Russian disc I got. It was handmade. It was a CDR. It was signed by the composer.
Did you?
Russian. I put it in the player.
That you exchange briefcases at Union Station secretly?
Yeah. I didn't have the key. I put it in the player and it went. It was all digital noise. But then when I put it in the CD player and pulled it into iTunes, the song was there. So.
And now your whole system is invaded with a Russian, and you were the reason that the pipeline got shut down.
Yeah, I let the Russians in through the back door in Woodland Hills.
Yes. The back door at Woodland Hills sounds like the title of your album.
It's all Mose Allison's covers. We're going to try Mike again. Mike, your audio is a little better, but you're going to feed back. Say something. See if we can hear you, Mike.
Yeah, hi guys.
What country are you calling from, Mike?
I have to figure out what
country?
Sorry.
You're not sure.
He's in a bomb shelter in 1978.
So, if you're watching StreamYard,
I don't have to figure.
See, you should watch on the StreamYard screen, not on YouTube. Rob, you're watching on StreamYard, right? Not YouTube?
No, I'm not on YouTube.
You're watching on StreamYard.
Yes.
So, Mike, you might have two windows open, because if you're trying to watch yourself on YouTube, you're going to be like 7 seconds behind, and it's going to be very disconcerting. And this, of course, is the best kind of independent production in Los Angeles when there's more people on stage than in the audience. I've been to a few of those. There are 3 on stage and 2 in the audience.
I think it's slightly better now.
I think so. You're awfully dark, but that's okay. We don't need to see you if you don't want to be seen. Okay.
Well, it's 2 a.m. over here.
2 a.m. So that means you're in Europe something. Where are you?
Yeah, in the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. One of my favorite countries. Been there. You and I probably talked about that before. Are you the same as Mike Hydro Pneumatic?
Yeah, that's me.
The same Mike, the one and only.
I have
Hydro
not been to the Netherlands.
It's a nice place. I went there for business twice when I worked for Philips Polygram. And no,
Well, you could do a lot worse, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you could visit America.
you can go to Albania. We enjoyed
You know what they say?
What do they say?
I've seen a couple go to Albania with a camper, and they didn't have a good time over there.
All I know about Albanians is through the movie Taken.
Well, I think that the average Albanian person is just like you and I, but the country itself is iffy.
Didn't The Simpsons do an episode about Albania? Or was that Estonia?
There's a 500 million episodes of The Simpsons. They did probably an episode about you.
Every country. Yeah.
No, about you.
That's one of my favorites. I made a cameo.
Yeah, I got about 150 records from Albania, which is not true. Don't believe me. That's a lie.
I don't think they have 150 records. They have one government-approved record. If you listen to it.
Albanian pop is happening, man. It's the next wave of
A-pop. We call it A-pop.
It's going to take over.
Yeah, you know what countries is? It's governments. It's not the people. It's governments. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they probably could use a little. I don't know. So if anybody turned in to talk about vinyl, and they're hearing a discussion of Albania, the women of Albania, hopefully that's not disappointing. Might be. So what do you do there in the Netherlands, Mike? Which city are you in? Utrecht, or that's the only one I can think of.
No, I'm in the south. I'm like 25 miles south of Eindhoven, Philips city.
That's where I was. Eindhoven is Philips owns the whole city pretty much, right?
Yeah, with the light bulbs and compact disc and yada yada. Yeah.
But they also own Polygram in London and a bunch of labels. And the soccer stadium I was in, which was beautiful.
PSV, yeah.
We had our meetings in the soccer stadium, which was kind of strange because we were the only people in the whole freaking stadium. But yeah, that was 18, no, more than 20 years ago since I've been to the Netherlands. And what are you listening to out there in the Netherlands? Bleak heavy metal or jazz or pop or what?
I'm a big electronic fan, like Kraftwerk, Skinny Puppy, Gary Newman, stuff like that. But I also like Frank Zappa. I'm having a toe into jazz, like Jorge Gilberto, stuff like that.
The Bossa Nova?
Yeah. The Bossa Nova jazz combo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I also listen to classical music like Beethoven. I got all Beethoven symphonies. And I'm a big fan of Stravinsky.
All good. I'm down with all that. Bernard Haitink. How about some
Bernard Haitink, yeah, he's a conductor. Yeah, he's very good. Jaap van Zweden.
Of the what?
Jaap van Zweden. Check out Stravinsky. I don't know which one, but Jaap van Zweden. I'll type it in the chat. Oh man, he conducts awesome.
I'm not sure if I know who that is, but Yes, when I worked at Polygram, I got lots of classical records at low discount prices. Right? Thousands, not thousands, hundreds of CDs, because they have a huge catalog. Deutsche Grammophon, that's part of Polygram also.
I like the German the gramophone because they're all analog, and you can hear it.
You can hear the analog.
Yeah.
I think I hear some analog.
I went to my local record store today, and I'm picked up this album, and it sounds amazing.
It's not the Jim Neighbors, is it?
No,
Wow.
I didn't buy the Jim Neighbors. I took pictures of the Jim Neighbors for you.
And you get 2 bingo cards for that one. Wow, that's a good find from a thrift store.
Oh, this is a thrift store find. It's a record store find for $13. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
guys, I know you were into jazz, and I'm not. I'm just tiptoeing into jazz.
Yes.
Well, Cannonball's a biggie.
Yes.
I got that record. Is that Verve or Blue Note? You just held up, Waxy.
Close. It's Capital.
Capital. Well, which became
This, I think, his big album outside of Blue Note is a live album, and I think most of this is from that live album. But it has his big song, "Mercy, Mercy, Mercy," which is awesome. It's just
I probably know that song.
I'm not gonna sing it, but
my son's big band used to sing it and play it in high school. Joe Zoloma played that. Who wrote it?
I did pick up a couple. I picked up Burton Cummings, the best of Burton Cummings, and it's a double disc, but it was only produced in Canada. Somehow I found it at a thrift store, mint. The records are mint for $2 today.
See the All By Myself guy?
He's from the Guess Who, the lead singer of the Guess Who.
Oh, yeah.
And then as I get up and walk around, which I should have gathered these albums, here are the 2 thrift store finds for $1 each. So that's the Burton Cummings double.
Great photo.
It was produced for CBS Direct in Canada. It was only put out in Canada.
Wonder why.
And this album, Al Cooper, which I've seen a lot of people have this album, and I don't know much of him. Here's the inside.
Is that his wife or just some girl that he morphed into?
I don't know. They switched the heads on bodies for the album.
Yeah. How did she feel about that? We'll never know.
I don't know, but I'm telling you. I don't know. Those are my thrift store finds, and then and I found here's a fascinating thing where I find a sealed copy of a lot of we've talked about this before, self-produced CDs sealed.
I think we talked about it 8 minutes ago.
I just entered for my 5th time in Discogs. I entered an album that was not in Discogs for the 5th time.
Wow, that's 5 more than I've done. It's too much work, I think.
It makes you a person. You're contributing to the society.
Yeah,
I don't monitor Discogs.
Well, if you have a lot of records, it's a good place to catalog your records.
There's a Scandinavia man with a marijuana in his hand. That's very odd, right? Or is that a real?
Well, the Netherlands is not Scandinavia, but this is not marijuana.
It's real tobacco.
Yeah, it's just shack tobacco.
Oh.
There's a lot of things you could do in the Netherlands that you couldn't do legally in the U.S. and vice versa.
Well, the fact that you can smoke whatever you want doesn't mean that you have to do it.
No, but I don't drink alcohol, so it's nice for me.
Yeah, well,
I don't either. But I used to enjoy the Genever. Remember that, Mike?
Genever, yes.
Genever. It's like this cold gin they keep in the freezer. And That was my first experience in the Netherlands. They handed me a lot of Geneva.
Well, I prefer Belgian beer over hard liquor.
The
Yeah,
Belgian beer from what is it called? The
Duval and
the
Yeah,
monk.
Duvel.
What are those
Duval,
monks called?
and then what's my friend is addicted to the big one. I'm trying to remember the name.
I'm talking about the
Ju-
Trappist.
Oh,
Trappist.
Jupiler.
The Trappist monks. They
yeah,
make-
the Trappist monks one.
Yeah. It's all fuzzy and
No, they make like three different colored ones: blue, red.
Belgium.
What's the name of that beer?
Trappist.
Chimay.
Yeah,
Chimay is not a Trappist, I believe. I'm not sure about that.
it's Belgian. Anyway,
Yeah, it's definitely Belgium. Yeah.
but Eindhoven is pretty close to Belgium, I guess.
I just sniffed glue.
Well, since you can clean your records with that, you can also clean out your nostrils. You let it dry, and then you
With
name
rubber, I have done the wood glue technique on some albums just to
Yeah.
try it out.
it. How was
Doesn't
it?
work. Didn't work.
Well, my brother-in-law he rinses his records ultrasonically.
Yes, I would like to build a machine, which isn't that hard to do.
Mhm.
But, I haven't done it yet. I have a setup where I clean my records with a vacuum. I have a system all set up, but I'd like to do the ultrasonic. I think it'd be a better solution.
Well, what my brother-in-law used to do is he cleanses it ultrasonically, quarter by quarter, by
Yeah.
2 minutes at 45 centigrade,
Yeah,
and then dry it with a hair dryer with ionization.
And where do you find a hairdryer with ionization?
Even my new albums, right out of the store, sound better. You won't believe it.
Well, you don't. Well, what you're saying is you don't need a motor on your hydro. What do you call it? Thing.
No, it's manual. It's manual.
Turn it. You wait a minute.
It's
turn it again.
100%. No, it's totally DIY.
Right, but you understand, Rob? You don't have to have a motor that spins it.
I understand if you do like hand signals. It makes me understand better.
You can do that, rotating it with a motor, but he does it just quarter by quarter,
Yeah, turn it.
2 minutes, 45 centigrades, hydro sonic, and he puts in demineralized water with a little zip of what's it called? L'art du son.
Rubbing alcohol, like 90,
Something that
90%, yeah,
Photo flow.
something that loosens up the surface tension.
yeah.
Photo flow, whatever.
I make my solution, which is distilled water, a little bit of the Kodak
Photo flow.
photo flow, and 90% because I hoarded it at the beginning of the pandemic. I have
I
like
wonder
20
if you can find
bottles
it.
of it. So
Yeah, if it works, it works. And
like
I had
yeah.
I had my brother-in-law do 4 albums for me, and it's night and day. It's night and day.
You can buy one of the containers that's made to clean jewelry for not that much money, and then you can go on the Chinese. I'm doing what Greg does. You can go on the Chinese site, and
I do
buy
that.
the motor. You can buy those motors and make your own, or you can get hoodwinked for $400 or $500 and buy.
Maybe my
That-
hand signal wasn't clear, but we were saying that Mike's brother did that, but he doesn't have the motor, so you just turn it by hand, as they say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought a brand new album that I mishandled and put a nice. It still plays fine, and put a nice little.
You
souvenir.
overcooked it.
No, I I don't want to handle the albums too much. If I can put it on a motor, like right now, I have I bought a homemade Lazy Susan. I put a screw on it, and then I put my albums on it, and I bought a cover that I cover it. I spray it with my solution. I do the guy who has that record vac contraption, but I didn't buy it. I made my own because I have a Bissell spot cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how my system of cleaning. It does a good job. I sell vinyl, so I use it to clean the vinyl so I can take pictures of it, so it doesn't look like someone snorted cocaine off the albums.
We're moving away from hobos and into cocaine now.
Yeah, hobo albums.
Hobos out. There's a guy on YouTube, the jazz guy something, who's done a homemade one, and it's like the $90 Chinese ultrasonic.
Yeah.
He ripped up a thing like a rotisserie chicken thing with a and it works, but it could also kill you because he's got all these wires hanging out that he doesn't really know what the hell he's doing. So I'd be careful, try not to kill anybody.
Your public service announcement for the world, which really is about a small percentage of people, is be careful about the ultrasonic machine you build.
Well, 85 million.
With the motor, he has live wires sticking out, and you got water wires, things moving.
That's a very kind of older Jewish man, kind of like.
That's how I look at the world.
Yes. Yeah. You're fearful of being struck by lightning.
85 milliamps can kill you.
Yes.
I wouldn't. 83 could even do it at some point if you're skinny enough. I don't know. But yeah, I want to get one of those. The new one. So there's like the $5,000 one, and then somebody came out with the $1,000 one. Now there's a Kickstarter that's $500.
Yeah.
No.
Buys it too.
My brother-in-law, he built his own thing for like $250.
Is it hydro-pneumatic?
Sorry?
Is it hydro-pneumatic?
It's hydropneumatic approved.
That was a callback, I think. Anyway, so where's he? Does he have a channel? Is he going to get on here and show us his machinery?
No, he does not have a channel because he's very busy, and in his free time he's listening and tinkering his gear. He's soldering capacitors in his new amplifier and yada yada. And no, he does not have a channel, and he doesn't care for a channel.
Well, he's got the rotating hydrosonic. That's nice. I would like to do the hydro-ultrasonic. Someday I'll get there.
I would like also a record flattener too for my John Schofield.
If you use my technique, the Greg Kaufman, it helps if you live in the valley where it's 110 degrees.
I will give you my John Schofield.
And if it melts into a pool of liquid, no refunds.
Well, if you do the hydrosonic stuff at 45 centigrade, your records get wobbly. And at first, it's kind of scary.
I use my spin clean. Spin clean is what I do now. Cheap, poor man's way of doing it. I heat up the water, and the records get really wobbly. As soon as you take them out and dry them, they're perfectly flat.
Yeah.
You're not deforming them. You're letting them take their own natural little thing.
You need to relax them. Yeah.
What do you heat up the water?
Yeah, it's not boiling, but do you wash your dishes in cold water or warm water? You warm it up a little bit.
I don't wash my dishes.
Well, if there's a little machine inside your dishwasher and it heats up the water, or your clothes.
I don't have modern technology. I don't have a dish. Well, these are my dishwasher.
Most Americans, but you have a little thing that you turn on and water comes out, and there's a hot one and a cold one.
No, I have a.
The problem is if you don't heat the water, your surface tension is not going down, and you will miss your purpose.
So what temperature should you heat your? We don't know the metric system here. What do you heat your temperature? What do you heat it to? You said 45.
I put in the oven in a 2-cup Pyrex thing. I heat it up for like
in the microwave.
What did I call it?
You called it the oven. It's the microwave.
The microwave.
I have a kettle too. I can set the temperature.
Yeah. You just get it.
44 centigrade is what my brother-in-law uses, and he did a couple of records for me, even a couple of new ones, and it works really well.
Yes.
Theory says that 44 centigrade is 111 American style.
111.
Okay.
I have to test it out on a crappy album I have. I will.
No, use it on a good album. That's the point.
You're not submersing a record, though, are you? Are you submersing it? Or are you just rubbing it around?
I'll rub it.
No, it's immersed, quarter by quarter.
No, what Rob is doing is, if you're just laying it on the table and rubbing it, the water's going to change temperatures as soon as you pour it out.
And that doesn't work. Just forget it. No, that's not the same effect. It's like a water tank.
Yeah.
With
the spin clean is a water tank.
With an axis, and quarter by quarter you clean your album.
Spinning.
And just give it 2 minutes per quarter to rinse.
That's if you have a hydroponic. We're talking about if you don't have a ultrasonic. We're just talking
I don't have any experience with that, so that's a completely different story.
There he is.
Canada, Netherlands, and LA North and LA South. Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
I've been to LA North and LA South.
So the good news is Rachel doesn't have a live stream now, because if she did, there would be no one available to watch my stream. So thank you.
Oh, no way, Greg. You rock.
Racing
this is good. It's 5:31 here on the West Coast. Go LA time on Pacific time zone too.
Me too.
Up in Vancouver Island.
3 of us are LA.
So Greg, of course, I'm sub to you, but I don't know if I'm sub to the Waxed.
Everyone's doing it.
Well, now I'm going to be doing it.
Rachel, did you see the longest interview ever done on the vinyl community? That was me and Rob last weekend.
I'm 4 away from 100, and then I'm going to probably post a contest.
Well, you're less than that now. You're 3 away. I'll give you a shout out on my live stream.
Oh, thank you. But I was thinking of entering your contest, but I might have to crowbar some albums in. So.
Well, the thing we did is you could practically, hold up a piece of paper and it would qualify. How many records do you got in your collection?
I went to an estate sale and made the stupid decision to buy 57 albums.
Very good.
Well, I didn't get to check all of them out, but I'm probably around 400 albums, but I made the decision to be more jazz focused with what I purchased, but here and there, like I just bought this nice remastered of the Peter Gabriel So when I find albums that I love, I will add them, but you missed out. Like I just picked this up at a record store today and it's awesome.
Oh, nice. Cannibal.
On Santa Monica there.
It says the best of. I'm not good with the camera. It says the best of, but it's mostly his live album, and it has Mercy, Mercy, Mercy on it. So.
I got the remaster of Soul as well. I got the 2x45.
Yeah, it was $21. You can't beat it.
I paid slightly more.
Here's one more question for the Wax. And what's your given name? So I don't call you the Wax. I can call you Jim or Jeff.
It's Jewish. It's Waxstein. No, I'm
joking.
It's
your last name. That would be your last name.
It's not my last name.
Your Waxstein is your first name?
No. to
Oh,
drop. I'm here. Here's the one thing I have to offer to the VC.
For the love of God.
I can't do a lot of things that people do, and I don't want to. I don't want to emulate others, but I have a good sense of humor, and I think in the VC, it's not used, as much. And I like to point up the absurdity of stuff in the VC, like we can't play music. You can't play music, but that's all we talk about.
Sure you can.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does happen that way because of the copyright strikes.
You can play music, and they will monetize. 90% of the time, they will monetize your video, and they'll say, "Thank you for promoting. Thank you for promoting what's his face, Barry White. We are going to take the revenue you earned and put it in our pocket." That's what they do 90% of the time, and you can just check that and look up that song and say, "Is anybody else showing this song?"
Yeah, but Greg, every time you play,
also get a hit.
Half your audience leaves to go be amorous with someone else.
I got a question for Rachel.
That's why you should play Mose Allison instead of Barry White.
He's a boner deflator, definitely.
Or this guy. Here's a thrift stuff. This guy, you won't be able to keep it going at all.
All right, can you let Mike ask his question, please?
I'm sorry, Michael. I was talking over you.
Yeah, Rachel, I understand you're from Vancouver, Canada?
I'm from Victoria, so I'm Vancouver Island, and then there's Vancouver, the big city. So I take a boat, a ferry, to get across over to Vancouver. But I lived in Burnaby from like 1965, 66. I was in Burnaby.
I like Vancouver.
Yeah, my question is that have you ever heard of a band called Skinny Puppy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Punk. Yeah.
Vancouver, what do you think of them?
Vancouver had a very active punk scene. So DOA was another one. And then over here in Victoria, Dayglow Abortions were pretty big. But Skinny Puppy and DOA were probably the two biggest of the punk bands that came out of Vancouver, those two bands. Yeah. So thumbs up, Mike.
Skinny Puppy is one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic.
Rachel, I grew up in Washington D.C. and was wandered a little in the D.C. punk scene.
Yes.
So all those people. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Both of you, and also, so Mike, do you have a channel or you just watch the videos?
I don't have a channel, though I play a little bit on synthesizers and stuff, but I don't have a channel. I know it takes a lot of time to, do it right. Do it.
I don't do it right.
I don't do it right. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, well.
You have to do it right.
But I noodle a bit on synths. Let's put it that way.
I like that.
It was Kraftwerk made me buy a vocoder, and Skinny Puppy made me buy a synthesizer.
Are you modular?
Semi-modular.
I'm homemade.
Yeah, I got two. I got two little Moogs. I got a DFAM and a Model 32.
I make my own synthesizer. I would like to get into synthesizers. We have a Korg mini.
Greg, you're a smart man. You're a smart man, and you're a gifted musician. Much better than me. I'm just, Canada's oldest teenager over here. I grab my guitars and if I want to learn something, if I just think about something, then I try and learn a little bit of it, and then I'm all satisfied. I don't have a real good work ethic.
Thank you. I play the intros of songs and the solos. I can't play a whole song. Just the intro lick. That's what I play.
Do you know the band, the Moog Cookbook? Do you know that band?
Oh, yeah, the Moog. Yes, I know them.
The Moog, well, they're my favorite band. Only put out 2 albums. A band called Jellyfish. I've talked about them.
I know Jellyfish. Yeah.
A couple of those guys. One of them did the Moog Cookbook. My buddy, who has a record company, I posted on Instagram, just gave me a copy. I'm standing up. I'll show it.
Dave, you are a card. Good to see you, Greg. I hope everything's going well in your part of the world.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good enough. Thank you. Glad you came on.
Yeah, well, I saw you here. Jason Skills was going, and he had a whole party going, and I know she didn't have that many people, so I thought
You
it'd come over
can't hear
here.
if there's more than 3 people. Wax is waiting for a silence so he can.
Very nice.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying thank you for joining us.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, quiet down, people.
I thought you were the master of hand signals.
Yeah, I am.
So,
my wife,
and
my
so,
wife's
Wax,
Italian,
so you
so-
just want to be called Wax? Is that's
No,
how you
I
prefer?
mean, you can call me Rob. It's fine.
Okay, Rob.
Can we
I call myself the Wax. I call-
Yeah.
Rob,
Yeah, well,
They call you AJ?
here's why. I got a little list of everybody's names that have obscure names, like Vinyl Potato, Vinyl Music Life, the Vinyl Minimalist, the Vinyl Douche, Thunderstrucks, Video Central, Tone and Grush, and they're people, right? So it's kind of nicer, I think, if you can just put a kind of a given name on top of things. I like my whole channel name is like, the Music Man. It's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek poke at myself, but now that it's once I was doing it, the joke got old in 5 minutes. So I said, I'll put Rachel in front of it.
I don't like my name. I wish I would have come up with something better than Rundown.
I sat down to create my channel, and it was all just my whole methodology of everything is more spur of the moment. I don't like to prepare stuff, and I just said Wax. It came out of my mouth. It looked good. I created my logo. Boom. So
Yeah, Wax is a great name. The
Mega
Wax.
is nice.
Oh,
thank you.
You did that in Photoshop, or you little graphic-y, or what? How'd you do
I
that?
have a degree in graphic design. That was my first degree. Yeah.
That was
Oh
your
man,
senior
that's
project,
handy.
I
Your
think?
videos will be.
Yeah, I've only edited one of my videos. I think I went to Amoeba when they reopened.
Yep.
That was the first video I actually did some editing on.
Mike was
That's
showing
a
us
great
his
advantage
toolbox.
for you folks in LA and San Francisco as well.
What about us?
Those Amoeba record stores? What can't you find at Amoeba?
Well,
Big.
you can
It's so
find
freaking
Warped
big.
Records. I went on my trip, and 3 of the albums were not that great. One was Warped. One, I discovered, the OGCs. Those OGCs are awesome. Those sound great, and they're like $25 or less.
Yeah.
And I bought an OGC, and I think I bought a fake OGC, and it sounded like bubble wrap playing. Yeah, I think it was a Mafia pressed vinyl.
Vinyl.
One
Yeah.
of those waxies or something.
I don't know. Please don't crowbar in like wordplay, please.
Okay.
It's my channel. I'm in charge of everything, right? Rachel, you got to take charge of your own channel.
You could,
Yeah, especially when you.
I think your channel is sort of hijacked.
I can do this. I can do this. I can mix you up like in a blender.
you
You've
can put
got a
me,
lot of power. It's amazing.
So have
can
you
try
guys?
me out.
Have you two people in the bottom channels? Have you guys heard of Clubhouse? Me and Robert are into Clubhouse.
No, I haven't.
There's a lot
I
of
got an Akai MPC, and it has these genres which all suck.
What sucks?
The Akai MPC presets.
Are you talking about synthesizers now?
Yes.
Akai MPC Live. I got the latest version, and it's complete bullshit. The presets. Oh man, it's terrible.
Dave, you're just absolutely. David, you are the worst. 10,000 comics out of work. You're cracking the funnies. So it's Clubhouse. The name of the band is Clubhouse.
No.
It's a new app.
media
It's a new social media app.
It's taking over the world.
Yeah, but it is filled with. You know what it feels like to me, and maybe I'll be kicked out of Clubhouse. It feels like you're going to a Tony Robbins seminar.
Oh my God!
It's just like a lot of motivational kind of like topics.
There's a lot of that. There's people saying stuff.
Sounds like somebody's gonna explain to you how to make music.
Let's back it up, Rob. You can start a room on any topic you want, and a lot of rooms are. It's an audio only social media. It's like this, but audio only.
Not recorded.
Right.
Oh, okay. There's so much social media in our lives. I tend to shy away. I do YouTube. I got rid of Facebook. Happy got rid of that, and
Well, I'm
you know,
plugging.
I too much.
Plugging
And then
Clubhouse
I got this Instagram because everybody's showing their albums. Like, oh, that's cute. I do that, but then it's got a message thing. I don't have my phone with me, but now I'm getting messages. I have to turn off all that because I do 2 live streams a day, and then I'm kind of done. Like, you know, this is like a rarity. Okay, I occasionally will hop on somebody's live stream after. But I like the medium of the live stream because it's just the microphone, the camera, and no editing. Fire, forget, and delete. I do it, and then the thing, and then I get rid of it. And then it's in the mood. And if anything magical happens, which it does from time to time, then at that moment, it's too bad you weren't there. You missed it. It's gone. It's into the ether now. And so I like it that way because I'm fundamentally lazy. I don't like the end of that.
I'm a half-ass. I'm completely with you.
Yeah, and everybody was doing all the other stuff. I love Roger. Tardisaur is one of my favorite people. I just love that guy. And Nick Rudell, also, by the way, fantastic. But,
and Nick had a contest. Did you guys know Nick had a contest?
I did it. It was a 420.
Did you happen? I think he announced the winners yesterday.
Oh,
He did.
Greg won. What did you?
Thank you, Nick.
You know, here's one thing I want to push in the VC because I'm about to launch a contest. Stop with the names and the hat with the paper and the hat. There's great websites. My favorite one is the spinning wheel. You
do that. I started doing that because I got when I do a contest these days, I get about 60 people entering them. And so now I do the Wheel of Fortune thing. It's just an app, and I punch it in. The hats were funny. Like I did one with my birth mother. I'm adopted out, so I reunited with my birth mother. So she was on camera, and she's a funny lady. She was trying to do the thing. She's elderly. I go, okay, Mom, shake the hat up, get the thing, and the frickin' numbers go. Everybody's like, holy crap, man! I mean, people are just howling because it's so stupid. I mean, it's from the sublime to the ridiculous, and. So that's why the hat thing kind of worked in that context, but I don't believe everything. I do the wheel now because it's convenient. But in those days, that was my first contest. I had 10, 12 people or some bloody thing. Yeah.
Well, I made the hats. I'm still going to do the hats.
Yeah, you got to do what you do.
Hats are made for wearing.
This man has a lot of
people.
This man has a lot of opinions on how we should run our lives.
Yes.
I hate caps. That's terrible.
I have this is my uniform. Well, I like to say I'm police sketch artist chic. Like you could easily go. The guy wore a black hat. He had glasses, a goatee. He did the crime. That's my look.
Can you give us kind of a deadpan right up close? We'll take a picture, and then we'll make it black and white. The lighting's not good, man.
So you know what? Here's why you don't have 10,000, 13,000 because you're already here. Here's why you don't have 13,000 subscribers. This is for wax because you just had a brilliant observation. Get rid of the hats. Your first video out of the thing should have been very first video should have been what I dislike about the vinyl community. Things that drive me nuts about the vinyl community. A complaint, a critique, and then people would have gone like, "Oh, I got to subscribe this Spire, this Spitfire, this Cannonball."
I've got a few of those.
Rachel, if you know JC from the Flip Side,
I do.
Yeah, he helped me launch my channel, so. I reached out to him and we had a nice private Zoom conversation to get to know each other. So if you watch my first video, he did it with me to help me launch it. And my first comment was like, the VC really needs another middle-aged white dude with a baseball cap, glasses, and a goatee. That was my first observation. Yeah. So I did put it out there. So
it is a bit of a look around these parts.
Yes.
So we got a few of you. The only thing missing is a ponytail. We've noticed a few of them have developed ponytails.
The only success of the lockdown for me was I shaved my head bald 4 times. So
TARDIS Rider, this is very sad news. He's got the Harry Potter thing going on, and I guess he's been picked by the evil house. You want to be what's the good one? The Hogwarts people? I don't know. Whatever the
talking about, Rachel? Who are you referring to, Rachel?
TARDIS Rider down there. Every time I pull something out of a hat, it says Slytherin.
yeah,
That's in the mythology of the Harry Potter thing.
I'm not hip enough to know that reference.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is why I'm referencing it, so that we collectively can look at TARDIS Rider and realize that he's in
collective.
You haven't watched any of the movies, Greg?
Yeah, I watched them when my son was like 5, and then I forgot them.
Yeah, they came out of that, Greg. That's where it's.
There's something about riding a broom around and somebody turns into a rock. I get it.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff like that.
Not my thing. But that's okay. We don't all have to like the same things.
No, yeah, we don't. And you know what? Though, a genealogy alert, I got 2 of my distant cousins in that movie. One more distant than the other. Like in the series, in the Harry Potter.
Rob is a movie fan and a movie buff and a movie expert. And he's going to guess my favorite movie. And I've been waiting about a week for that.
Theory. So I've worked in the movie industry more in survey and market research for 25 years.
Oh.
So I kind of come up with a theory about guessing people's favorite movies.
You will not guess my movie.
Well, but let me tell you the way I feel about it.
It's got a technique.
It usually comes from like most how your choice of pop culture, music, TV, movies is around going through puberty. So it usually comes around from when you're 13 years oldish.
Oh my
God. That's my theory. Yeah. So Greg's like 72, right? So you were 13. No, I'm checking. But
the year I was born or the year I'm dying? What's 72?
I was born in 72.
So Mike, you debut in 72?
I was born in 1972.
Okay.
I don't know what that is in American.
My youngest brother is born that year.
My favorite movie and my favorite records are not about puberty, and they have nothing to do with my puberty.
No, it's not about puberty. It's about you going through changes and wanting something that's adult and older and more.
It's more nuanced, is what he's trying to tell you.
I know. I was joking.
Don't be troubled, Rob. I'm so sorry you had to go through this with
I have Greg. A mute button.
I was already indoctrinated with Greg when he started commenting on my videos and on my Instagram. So
oh my God, German humor! Don't do it.
Frequent commenter. So I will let Rob go a few weeks or months to guess my favorite movie. I've probably got a top 2 or 3, but there's one that I've told on my channel. I've gotten on this channel and said this is my favorite movie. This is the soundtrack to my favorite. So if you watch all 250 videos, you might be able to guess.
Well, now you said soundtrack, so.
There are many great movies, and to pick just one, that is a tough.
Well, I do have a favorite movie.
So you have a favorite movie, and you're in the industry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say something from the American Film Institute. It's one of their top 100.
No.
It's porn. It's porn. You're a big porn guy.
No. Let's be real about being a porn guy. It's 2 or 3 minutes of your time. You never get through all of it.
You don't have one particular.
No,
big porn blog.
And yes, it's seconds.
It's about the movie, not the moments.
I'm looking up the AFI list because I don't know.
I'll tell you my favorite movie, and everyone should watch it. It's called The Stunt Man with Peter O'Toole. It is a great movie.
Is Robert Redford in that?
No. Peter O'Toole is the biggest star in it.
Peter O'Toole.
Yeah, I usually.
Peter O'Toole from the band?
No. Peter O'Toole is an actor. He's one of my favorite actors, so I'm going to give you that with Peter O'Toole. But I love him in like What's New Pussycat And
Yeah.
my favorite year was
Yeah,
that was a big deal for him.
Well, he was nominated for Best Actor for The Stuntman. It got nominated for 8 Oscars.
Yeah.
Came out in 1980. It is a great movie.
But
I will check it out.
Who else shares that there's? I don't know why I don't think of, or why Peter O'Toole's name doesn't come to me when I think of that film. I remember it. It's got the devil at the
The poster is iconic,
camera.
and the theme. It was I think it might have won best score. It goes dun 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 dun. That's the theme song from the movie.
This conversation is making me mad as hell, and I
Why?
can't take.
Why? What is happening?
Oh,
That was a
That's
Peter
the
O'Toole
network.
joke.
what
That's
was
his
your favorite
movie.
movie?
That was on TV like last week.
Hold it now.
Mad as hell, and I can't take
No,
it.
that's not Peter O'Toole. That's Peter Finch.
Peter
What
Finch.
the hell am I talking
Peter
about?
Finch Network. You're talking
Network.
network. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna.
Rewind. I'm hitting the
Yeah.
rewind button. Rewind. button.
Jeez, come on, Craig.
I got a couple of favorite movies. I'm not a big movie buff, but I got some favorites, like
Sure. Sure.
Westworld, 1973.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't tell me Yul Brenner. Yul
Like
Brenner's a
Jules,
bad guy.
with Jules Brunner, and The Fearless Vampire Killers. That's a great movie, 1966.
Which
Which
movie?
one?
1966 with Sharon Tate.
Oh,
Oh.
the
And what's the
film-
title of it? What's the title?
The Fearless Vampire Killers.
Roman
Oh,
Polanski.
the Vampire Killers. Yes.
Yeah.
The Vampire Killer. Is Peter Cushing in that one?
And what I like about that movie is that the actors were really typecasted. It was ridiculous.
I think it's a Hammer film. I think it might be a Hammer.
No, it's not Hammer, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I got to look that up. I remember. Vampire Killer. Well, there's the Vampire Lovers. Is that the one? Is that what I'm thinking of? The Vampire Lovers.
The Hammer Vampire movies, they were a series. They were British, but the Fearless Vampire Killers is I think it's American.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Vampire Lovers, 1970. Roy Ward Baker and starring Ingrid Pitt, Peter Cushing. That's why I mentioned Peter Cushing. I'm thinking of the Vampire Lovers. Okay.
That's a different movie, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's a different one. I remember that though.
I'll check it out. That's cool. And another great movie is Apollo 13 because I love space.
Oh yeah. Now it doesn't have my name on it anymore, but this is my. Oh, what the hell? That's the wrong one. Anyway, I won a science award for Apollo 11. With me and a bunch of other kids did this project for science. Our science project was
You're about
Apollo
8th grade,
11.
9th grade,
Yeah, it was way earlier. It was like grade 6
and you
I think
still
was
have
grade
it. You still have it on
I
your
still
mantle.
got the little award. I don't have the rocket. That belonged to one of the other kids. He had the whole, he's got Apollo 11. But yeah, I loved all that. I was big into astronomy as a teenager. So part of me would be, I kind of, a double-minded type individual. I'd go party hardy on Friday, and this Saturday I'd ride out to the observatory. Repo Man with, I want to say Estevez.
Yeah,
Amelia
my aunt is in Repo Man.
Holy smokes. That's
Yes.
a cult film, cult classic.
She plays Otto's mother.
Otto's mother, Roger.
Mother.
Holy crap. Now I got to write that down. I love film and movies so much. I just did an interview. Well, it wasn't really, it was more of a discussion / interview with Daisuke Beppu. Japanese guy, has kind of the largest Criterion channel going. Really nice guy, very intelligent individual. So Otto's mom and Repo Man, this is fantastic.
Well, here, can I get a little gothic
Name
about
drop.
it?
Name drop.
I have her. I have her ashes in nearby.
Oh my gosh. Well, bless her memory. And but that's amazing. So Otto's mom and Repo Man.
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Repo is your aunt.
Did she pass recently?
No,
Wow.
Particular year?
Within the last 7 years, I suppose. Yeah.
Wow.
I
That is
need to do
fantastic.
I need to do something with her ashes. I've always meant to. We were not the last bunch of years. We were not close because of family reasons, but
Yeah. Living.
She didn't specify where she wanted them put.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
LA, holy crap, man. I mean, all the great, fantastic, world famous cemeteries there. If like I've been to LA a few times, a handful of times, but I've never done like Forest Lawn or Hollywood Forever or I would love to do
They
those.
do. I mean, before the pandemic, they would show movies at Hollywood Cemetery.
Hollywood Forever. I heard that they were doing that. They broadcast them on the back of the mausoleum there or something.
Rachel,
And
when you come down,
get out there.
when you come down, Rachel, I'll let them know they have room for one more.
Oh man, thank you. I'd love to be buried there. I don't think I have any family buried in LA, but I might. I'm not sure. I'm big on genealogy.
So, Rob, do you need any more clues for my favorite movie? I'm not giving
you. My opinion of your favorite movie sort of goes to the lower.
Apocalypse Now. Oh my God.
No. He says it has a soundtrack, so I'm going to say The Big Chill. Is The Big Chill your favorite movie?
No.
No.
But Mike just named one of my top fives. Mike just named one of my top fives, and I would have accepted that. So how did Mike come up with that?
Because it's a great movie.
No, you're supposed to be analyzing my personality, not what.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not a psychologist. Listen. My sister is a psychologist. I'm not.
Okay, well, Rob's going to analyze me.
If I analyze you, then it's a Woody Allen movie if I have to analyze you.
Woody Allen.
He's in my top 10. His whole oeuvre is in my top 10, but when
what body is the oeuvre?
I'll turn off the camera and show you.
That's like the old Saturday Night Live, Uvula Who, or whatever the old thing with God, Gloria. She's gone now. Married Gene Wilder.
Dolores.
Yeah.
Don't you know? Don't you notice the difference between when movie making was done on film, actual film, and when they went to magnetic tape, and the picture quality decreases?
Digitally.
It hit.
Well, they went straight to hard drives.
Yeah, digital.
Go to hard drives.
It was terrible.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I want to get back to talking music and vinyl.
No,
but
I'm having fun movies. This is do movies.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with movies and music. It's the same thing.
For the last 10 years, but maybe less, the delivery of movies to theaters has been digital. It's sent with it's called a DCP. It's sent on a hard drive. I will say this: before the Lord of the Rings, the first Lord of the Rings movie came out, that movie was shot all digitally, and it was really the first digitally released film. I went to Show East. There was two big movie theater owner conventions. The famous one in Vegas, the Show West. It used to be called Show West. So they did one in Florida called Show East. They showed the first 20 minutes of the Lord of the Rings to exhibitors to get them all pumped up. And I was there watching it. And my opinion was like someone took your eyeballs out of your head, washed them, and put them back in your head. That was like the experience. It was so. But here's the problem, and I get, Mike, what your feeling is. Problem with film is they would have one print, and they'd run it all the time. And by the end of the first week, it would look, and Greg's going to like this reference, it was going to look like a hobo, like wiped his buttocks with it. It had all the rips, pings, and dings in it. That doesn't happen with
the hair.
Yes. I don't understand why anyone would want to pay good money and into the second week of a release of a movie on film. It's all scratched up and crappy, you know.
And they have the technology to do film look, and they can right? They can emulate different film stocks, and if you really want to add jitter, you can add jitter. And
Well,
you can do that on iMovie.
Don't get it wrong. Make 2 movies on film and then transfer it to digital.
And yet we all grew up with film. I mean, anybody that's over a certain age. I mean, I'm born in '58, so
it's like analog. It's like LPs. That era is
grown up with all that stuff. And I saw Planet of the Apes that when it came out in '68 with Mom and Dad. Pink Panther, the first one with David Niven.
Not only the technology looks or sounds different, film versus vinyl. But the effort that was put into it is also different. In my opinion, the older movies, they had a better story because they weren't so.
Rob's going to give his opinion again.
Oh well, see now I'm a person. When people say they do not make movies like they used to, that is such a not true thing because they make movies exactly like they used to.
Why don't see it? Why don't I see it then?
Because here's the deal: in a professional way, like serious professional movie making, I think around the world over 3,000 movies are made a year. It could be more, it could be less, but that's pretty much it. An investor handed over their money to a group of producers to make a movie, to make money back, independent, big studio, like 3,000 movies. You're not going to watch 3,000 movies in a year, but it's hard. It's like a deep dive to find the truly great movies of that year that speak to you, not the award.
Yeah, I love Criterion. I subscribe to the Criterion channel, so I love watching all those. The AFI Top 100, I've seen all those, and so I like all this stuff, and I like film analysis. My big revelation was when I discovered Siskel and Ebert. You know, before they made it up to the balcony, they were down below.
Yeah.
In like 1979, and they were doing their bet. And man, did I love the analysis. Those guys went, oh man, and they were talking about letterbox format versus, the 4x6. I'm going, yeah, letterbox. You guys are so right. I love that.
Why don't we have movies like Indiana Jones and Das Boot, for example?
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes, you don't find them. They're not easily found, but I can easily tell you films that don't get a lot of rave or publicity that are great films, but it's just there's so much content. Content is king. There's just a lot of it.
Well, also the dollars and the cost are so high. Nobody wants to roll the dice on a crap shoot. We're going to reboot Spider-Man.
Millions of independent movies.
But it's all relative. Like, I mean, I'm older and feeble-minded, so to pull things off the top of my head, but there are plenty of great movies. They just don't get the notoriety.
I'll name a movie.
Yeah, go.
Who here saw and liked Parasite?
Oh, Parasite. I know of it. I never watched it.
I like it.
I know what it is.
I liked it. Mike, did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. I don't know the movie, but I'll check it out.
It won Best Picture, and the minute I saw it on a screener, I said, this should be best. I said to myself, this should be Best Picture, but I don't think it will because it's got some, it's Korean.
And Greg, are you involved or were you
I
ever
bought a movie.
in the music industry?
I bought a movie in 2001, I think it was, and it's called Amélie. It's a French movie.
Yeah,
Amelie's View.
I bought it just because of the cover.
Yeah, the use of color in that thing, the green and orange.
You can judge a movie by its cover.
Yes, I did.
Might not be right.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Nick liked Parasite also.
Yeah, didn't Parasite win?
Yeah, I was preparing this long analysis.
Director, if you want to see a great movie from that director,
I saw his movies, but
there's a movie called he made a movie called The Host, which is it's sort of it is a monster movie, but it really isn't a monster movie. He's a very good director about
psychological.
No, but speaking to social hierarchies and stuff, but on its surface, it's a monster movie.
The two movies he made, Parasite and Host, mind blown.
Yeah, but there's a great movie he made that's he made for Netflix called
Giant Pig.
Yeah, the Giant Pig movie. That's a great movie. So watch that movie too.
And the one about the maybe it was a different Korean. After I saw Parasite, I went.
Can you move
so
closer
deep.
to the camera, please?
This is adorable.
I have to yell at you too.
I'm a jackass, really.
You're
That's why I
hilarious.
invited-
This is great, Rob.
That's why I invited you.
Yeah, no, so I think it's really good. I'm very much enjoying this conversation.
If you haven't,
Film
to bring
industry.
it to music, if you have not seen Sound of Metal, which won Best Sound Oscar, Sound of Metal, it took them a year. Mike, you would appreciate this. It took them a year to mix the sound for that film. A year, which is not doesn't happen in the post-production process. So it's about a musician who loses his hearing. It is a great film. It's on here in the States. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm sure in Canada it's on Amazon.
Yeah, sometimes we get a little axed sometimes that way. I wanted to watch the XTC documentary, which is This Is Pop. People say it could have been longer, could have been better. It was on
Showtime.
one of the streaming things. Yeah, Showtime, HBO. But we didn't get it on ours up here, and it's the licensing and this sort of thing. We got screwed a little bit, and we certainly do on the price because our dollar's so pitifully weak that the record you guys are buying for $25, you can add $10 to everything.
Rob, to your point about the quality today, I'm going to add that the amount of money going into movie making today, Netflix, Amazon, Apple, all these people, the quality of the programming, because they're throwing massive amounts of money at this stuff. The quality of some of the stuff is fantastic.
Content. I say that, I teach a college class.
Which school do you teach at?
Wouldn't even let me in.
I want to keep that kind of on the down.
Oh yeah, confidential. I understand. Yeah,
but I teach not more on the marketing side, but content is king. I always say it. It doesn't matter how much you spend. Content is king.
And when people are watching this live stream in 12 years, they're going to say, Rob was right.
Yeah, we've been saying content is king for a long time, but
yeah,
this is content, you see.
I think the thing that many people object to is the endless reboots of the big franchises, the Marvel superhero thing. And we're going to Spider-Man, but we're going to reboot it this time. We're going to make Spidey a girl.
Right. Can I tell you? Here's my So this is what I do know. This is my expertise. If you think about it, most people don't watch a movie in a theater historically. They watch a movie for the first time to this date with commercials in it. Only like 7 or 9% of the population goes to a theater to watch a movie. So that's what I always say when people think give it more power than they should. But now I'm talking myself into a corner. I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
Sound of Metal is good. Parasite is good.
No, it was what Rachel was saying. I had a good response to what Rachel was saying.
It was about the we're going to reboot Spider-Man number 5.
I had to show you the Darwin chart of a moviegoer. This is the person that goes to the movies. You know what? I've worked hard all week. All I want to do is get something to eat and forget about my problems for 2 hours. Yeah. That's who you make a movie for. And that's why Marvel movies are made. The person who goes to forget about their problems for 2 hours, they don't care about Parasite. They don't care about highfalutin movies. And you got to respect. You got to respect.
Oh yeah. I don't take issue with Marvel. The Marvel movies are I grew up. Look at here in behind this case. These are all Marvel Silver Age collected in hardback.
I thought those were from like the 1960s. Yeah. I thought those were Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Yeah, I don't know. They're the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Thor. Got some more here. Wow. This is my age group, right? I grew up 60. I'm born in the age of Marvel. Like Spider-Man comes along 1962 or so, and I'm born in 58. So I'm like 4. By the time I'm 6, Batman, the cartoon thing's coming on.
Yeah.
1966. So I'm primed for this. I'm 8 years old. Hey, give me my Spider-Man shirt. I want my Spider-Man bubblegum carrot.
But I'm the same. I'm
So I don't mind those movies.
Yeah.
I don't mind those movies. What I'm saying is the reboot. We're going to watch this is the story how Spider-Man originated.
Yeah,
He got
they
bit
go a
by
little
a
too
spider. But we're going to tell that 3 times, 5 times over 4 years. So we
We're
go,
out of
holy
ideas.
didn't Tobey Maguire just
I have this weird idea of
Original.
how was Spider-Man conceived?
Well, he got bit by a spider when he was a teenager, so like he was conceived like everyone else.
No,
The old-fashioned way.
that's
Yeah.
not the kind of conceived I'm thinking about.
You can do it up here. or
Oh, you mean it was Stan Lee thinking, all this stuff, monster movies, superheroes come out of the fear of the nuclear age. That's how thinking was. It was like radiation and all that stuff.
Godzilla. But it's not Godzilla because of strict international copyright laws. But it looks like
listen, if you own the rights to something, guess what you're going to do? You're going to reboot the crap out of it because it makes you money. But actually, the new Spider-Man movie that they're making now, all of them are going to be in it. All the people are going to be in it. It's going to be Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
But they come off. If you haven't seen that animated movie, that movie is genius.
Yeah, but I know the comic books too. But it's based upon. You're right.
Hey, hold on one second, Nick. If you're going to comment all the time, just join the stream.
Yeah, that's why I put up that little StreamYard thing.
Come on, Nick. You can verbally tell us all the stuff you're typing in.
I know. I love this because I do music all the time. We're always talking about music. So to have somebody who actually knows something about the industry, has a little connection there. Hey, for a kid in Canada, this is good stuff.
I have good stories that I could tell, but I don't feel right telling.
I got. It's funny how Hollywood, like, of course, being Canadian, like, there's this whole Canadian touch with Hollywood. Mary Pickford, America's Sweetheart, Toronto, Canada. Louis B. Mayer, he's from frickin' Newfoundland, and then
but there's all the Canadian. They shoot a majority of stuff in Canada, and they have those rules where you have to have a certain amount of Canadian
content up here. Yeah.
So listen, I've done for my job. I've done market in Canada, and I've said this on a thing before. Middle class people, and you go anywhere in the world, they're the same. It's the same pop culture references.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys are a juggernaut. You guys are a massive juggernaut of culture.
The world is this big. The relatability factor between people. Hey, if you ever listen, if you ever choose your poison of inebriation,
I got a lot of choices.
You know who makes the most movies in the world? What movie industry makes the most movies?
India.
No, not India. Have you ever heard of Nollywood?
Nolly.
It's the Nigerian film industry, Nollywood.
Oh,
how could I miss out on that?
Well, there's a great documentary about Nick's eating dinner right now. There's a great documentary about Nollywood and how it was started. It was started to sell DVD players. So they were producing content, and it's a Christian nation, and they were making the average budget is $10,000. Talk about budget, $10,000.
Wow. Holy
but
smokes.
the two biggest stars of Nollywood movies, and since the DVD kind of dropped, most of the content's on YouTube. Go watch it. Two of their biggest stars are two little people.
Oh my God!
But they're like in their 40s, but they play like
kids,
12 or 13-year-olds, and it's
like Gary Coleman.
I hate to say it, I've been watching a little bit of dwarf boxing lately. I know it's not politically correct. Dwarf boxing.
What is wrong with the world? In Nigeria, they can make a movie for $10,000, and in the United States, not even for $1 million.
Well, no, but there are plenty of content.
There's trade-offs.
There's like when the Paranormal Activity, the first one was made for less than $20,000. I mean,
there is this movie, the Irish Kung Fu. Do you know that movie?
No, but I want to know it. I want to.
There is this guy on YouTube, Quixer. It's called QXR. Quixir, Quixir, and just Google that. Oh man, it's amazing. It's so terrible. It's amazing.
That is funny. Irish Kung Fu. Whoa.
Well, I'm on a group of people. We watch movies online. A lot of Canadians. Through the pandemic, I've become friendly with a lot of French Canadians, and we watch.
Oh yeah.
We watch grade Z movies from the 80s and 90s, and we do Mystery Science Theater style, making fun of them. It's
Oh my God.
Like last night, we watched a Hulk Hogan movie with Shannon Tweed, Canadian, and it's hysterical.
Yeah.
So sometimes
leaving his mark on Playboy as well, of course. Pardon the pun.
Sometimes you bump into something really awesome. It's terrible, but awesome in the same way.
I love bad movies that are good.
Oh my God! Yeah, so bad.
Frank Zappa, he loved B movies.
Yeah.
It was the 200 Motels.
200 Motels. I think that qualifies. I don't know if that's easy to watch.
That's a hard movie to watch.
Yes, I'm a Frank Zappa fan, and yes, that's a hard movie to watch.
Yeah, I love all this stuff. I enjoy film, different things. So Greg, we still haven't figured out your favorite movie of all time in the course of this.
I'm going to let Rob take. He might take weeks. He might take months. Yeah. That's okay.
Do we know what genre? Are we allowed to say it's a comedy or drama?
Greg. If you understand the essence of Greg.
Sorry, guys. Be right back.
It's got to be a comedy.
When does that come? When does that come out? The essence of Greg. Are they sold at department stores?
Smelling of
you
Greg.
Have to dilute it with water before you put it on you.
Okay, I'm gonna get you some.
Good Lord, trouble in LA.
Folks. If I pour it into the keyboard, will you be able to smell it? Because
the trouble is, I think I can smell it right now. I didn't need. The essence of Greg. I would have to think it's a comedy, but you made a point to say it was a soundtrack, so.
Well, a lot of movies have soundtracks.
Yeah, and even comedy.
It's gonna be Mrs. Robinson. What the heck am I thinking of? The Graduate.
That's The Graduate. Yeah.
Yeah, The Graduate.
If you understand my sense of humor and my attitude towards the world,
The Loved One. The Loved One.
That's in my top 5, Rachel. Thank you. I didn't think of that one. When I tell people,
is it from the 70s?
60s.
No.
No. His favorite
movie. My favorite movie I'm thinking of that I've been telling people is my favorite movie for the last 10 or 15 years is, I think, from the 90s. I shouldn't be giving you a clue because that just narrowed you down by.
Then it's Pulp Fiction because it's the soundtrack. No,
it's not in my. That's not in my top 20.
That's
Peter,
not.
Great. On now, we missed.
That's not in my top 20. I hear. Somebody has to be muted back there. What's going on?
Well, you're not a Reality Bites kind of person.
Mystic Pizza.
And maybe the only clue is by some measure. Mute button. By some measures, it is maybe the greatest acted movie in decades. That's a clue.
Oh,
I don't give you clues.
Greatest actor
Glengarry Glen Ross.
That is correct.
Thank you.
But I should have given you the clue.
That was good, though. That was really good.
Did you get that because of my clue or because of my?
Yeah, but that's from great acting. That's incredible for Rob. That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only movie.
Now I'm going to guess your weight.
Okay.
Jesus, it's like a sideshow, especially with me.
That's actually my carnival trick when I go to parties because of what I've done for my career. I can guess people's ages pretty good.
I wish I would have not given you that clue because I wanted this to go on for months.
No. How do you know that I wouldn't get it?
You will have eventually, but why make it easy for you?
But do you think that it was the most well acted movie? Is too much of a clue or no?
Well, in the sense that if you look at how many Oscar winners, the cast is only 6 people, and 5 of them are Oscar winners, or some math that's close to that, right? the main cast is 5 or 6 people, and no other movie can say that 90% of the time you're looking at an Oscar winner.
Okay,
Yeah,
now you guys got to amuse me by name dropping. Who have you met? Who famous people have you met?
Hold on, Rob
All
has
of
to
them.
finish
I've
this
met
analog.
everybody. I've met everybody.
Clint Eastwood. Wait, I love Clint.
No, I actually haven't met.
I've
All
met
right,
Herbie
damn it.
Hancock.
Hang
and I
on, I'll
don't
get
stop-
you one.
And I
What?
don't stop talking about that I've met Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock. Herbie's great. That's a bit of legend of everything.
But
Yeah, but Herbie refuses to say that he met you.
well, I've got the picture proof on all of my social media that I post constantly.
I think that's fantastic. Okay, so, but yeah, Rob he knows the thing because he's in the industry, so he knows these people. Okay. Oh, I know. Here's a rarity. Scott Hamilton.
Well, he's an ice skater. I haven't met him. He's in the
What?
movie.
Doesn't
What?
count. That
You mean
doesn't
the
count.
the skater, the ice skater?
No, Scott Hamilton. This guy is he's a director. He did the story about the East LA, the little community village thing there. And I think his last name may even be Kennedy, Scott Hamilton Kennedy, maybe.
Sounds pretty famous.
Well, in 2005, I met Ogre from Skinny Puppy in Amsterdam.
Oh, that's very cool.
Well, I met. Like, you could name almost anyone. You just pick 2 people that I've met. But
Okay, now what about? Hang on, we'll get. I got to get.
I met Herman Brood in my own street where I was living in 2001, I think it was.
What are the odds of that?
He used to play. Who's that? Is he the guy who played the piano at the Amsterdam Ramada Inn on Friday nights?
No, Herman Brood in my city, he was having an exposition of his paintings. And I read that the day after in the paper.
Yeah, I was thinking of Scott Hamilton Kennedy. The last name's Kennedy. There you go. Anyway, he's a documentarian. He was nominated to the Oscar for doing this film. And Daryl Hannah, who you may have met, was in that film.
no, dear.
Daryl Hannah. Oh my God.
But I've met everyone, and except Daryl Hannah.
Okay, well, I'm trying to see. I've got a family connection here to this. That's why I mentioned those names. But okay, so let's move beyond that. So, okay, Alan Hale Jr.
Gilligan and the
He's
skipper.
before my time.
That's the skipper. I met him. I met him. You young people.
I know him well. Here's actually a movie you should watch. There was a Musketeer. He was in those good. They made 2. Richard Lester, who directed the Beatles movies,
Yes, of course.
directed
Michael York.
the Michael York
Raquel
3
Welch.
Musketeer movies. They did.
Raquel Welch.
So, yeah, but Alan Hale played Porthos in those movies.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good
I
for
think.
him.
Yeah, I think it was.
I know he was in the. I just saw him hang 'em high with Clint Eastwood.
Or was it Oliver Reed?
Oliver Reed is in those.
I think it was Peter O'Toole, possibly.
No, but Alan Hale Jr. was in the Musketeers movies. I'm pretty sure of it.
He may have had a smaller role. I don't think he was one of the main guys. If
That's
he
not
was,
the type of negative, Peter O'Toole.
yes, it is. It's a double
No,
entendre.
it's not. It's rhetoric. It's rhetoric.
I'm
It's
looking up
rhetoric.
right
It's a
now.
joke. It's a joke.
Okay, Alan Hale was in the 5th Musketeer. He played Porthos. I'm right. was
Okay,
in-
so he's one of the main
Yeah,
musketeers.
he's one of the main Musketeers.
Holy, oh, good for him.
See, I'm a movie encyclopedia person.
Well, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Guys, Westworld with Jules Brunner. Oh my God.
Well, I met.
I
love that movie.
Richard Benjamin was in Westworld.
Richard Benjamin. I love him in Diary of a Mad Housewife. Favorite line, honey, shall we go for a roll in the hay? There's some milk toast, kind of like, oh my God, man. You're all
Directed
Richard
my
White.
favorite year. He directed.
Didn't we discuss this on our last live stream, Rob?
What?
Did we talk
What?
about Westworld the last time you and I were on?
I like Richard Benjamin.
Maybe.
He's funny as
Somebody and I
hell.
was talking about Westworld.
He's a talented actor.
The
Alan
soundscape. Just the soundscape in Westworld, you know, the synthesized sounds. That was awesome.
Well, who directed Westworld?
No, I don't.
Michael Crichton, the writer.
Crichton, yeah.
Who wrote Westworld? Yeah.
You know, here's another small. Didn't Crichton have anything to do with the Andromeda Strain?
I was just going to say.
I thought he wrote it.
Yeah, that was my favorite
wrote
movie.
the Andromeda Strain.
That was my favorite movie back when it came out in, what was that, 70s?
That was such a great movie. And who's the tall guy? Danny, the tall redheaded guy that was the kind of the main guy in there.
Arthur Hill.
Oh, Arthur Hill, we all know. He
David
was from like Hill Street Blues or something.
But it was directed by Robert Wise, who's probably one of the best directors of all time because he directed all different kinds of movies.
Robert Wise, yeah, I know the name.
West Side Story, and the day the Earth stood still.
Oh, wow, yeah, Klaatu Barada Niktu.
Rob,
we're a product of our generation, folks.
Rob, Andromeda Strain, didn't they reuse that set for some other more modern movie?
I do not know. I do not know that.
Back to Glengarry Glen Ross. The soundtrack. Yes. What's good about the soundtrack of Glengarry?
Now you've got me because I really don't know the soundtrack of Glengarry Glen Ross.
The beginning of Glengarry Glen Ross is a beautiful, soft, jazzy thing, and it is Wayne Shorter.
Wayne Shorter.
He only plays on like 2 or 3 of the cuts, and the rest of it's not that great. I bought the CD recently, but
yeah, this is a lot of fun
not that
for me.
Famous. Do you know that movie, Rachel or Mike?
Glengarry Glen Ross.
My favorite movie. Yeah,
I only know of it. I don't know. I don't think I've seen it.
I don't know about that movie, but I'll check it out.
It's one of those tea dinner parties. Everybody's
very often parodied movie. The movie is parodied constantly. Saturday Night Live has done multiple parodies.
It was a play for a long time, but who got nominated? Jack Lemmon? 2 people only got nominated.
I don't remember.
I like Jack Lemmon. How to Murder Your Wife.
Alec Baldwin has the best scene in the movie.
So the story with Alec Baldwin, that scene was not in the play, and that scene is the most famous part of the movie.
Yeah,
Put that coffee down. Coffee is for closers.
Yeah,
I can do the whole soliloquy, but when they made the movie, they thought, well, it doesn't have enough kind of star quality, so let's write this scene just for Alec Baldwin.
Wow!
So he came in and did that.
Well, it's one I'll check. I mean, I've heard of it, but it's one I never watched.
Dark. And since I'm in sales, evil sales managers like to quote it at sales meetings.
God, that sounds frightening.
I
got to watch this thing.
It's very conservative.
If you want to work here,
I'm more interested in what the non-evil sales managers quote. What do they quote?
Non-evil sales managers, they don't survive.
Yeah, like one of my bosses. Let's see. We can't go there. They're not evil. They just need to keep the economy moving forward.
Yeah, we don't want them to find you here either, Greg. With all the
carrying. No, they're not evil. No.
But one of my sales managers came out at a meeting, and he had leads. He goes, "These are the Glengarry leads, and these are, what does he say? These are gold, and you can't have them because they're for closers."
Well, I wonder if Glengarry Glen Ross is on Netflix at all.
I think it is.
Hey, I'm going to help you out, Rachel.
Sure.
I'm going to do you a solid. There's a website and an app called Just Watch.
Just Watch. All right.
You can type in any movie into it, and it'll tell you where you can stream it.
Ooh, this is good. I have to use one of those.
I don't know if it's regionalized for your country.
They got a Canada one.
Yeah.
Look at that. Handmaid's Tale.
Is this legit?
Sound of Metal. There's Sound of Metal is there.
Is this legit or Chinese or Russian or what, Rob?
Holy smokes. There it is, Sound of Metal.
It's actually created by me, and this is how I get into your system, so I can
Holy smokes.
I convert all your currency into Bitcoin.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what do you think about this? We were talking, you guys titled this thing, Bitcoin. A lot happening with the economy, global politics, the petrodollar, the Fed. Now we're Bitcoin. What's going on?
You
Well,
can't
you
do
know,
the news on my channel, Rachel.
When people start talking that way, one of my favorite things to do is there is a show called AM Coast to Coast. Have you heard of it?
No.
AM
It's a
coast to
radio-
coast
Yeah.
from the west of the Rockies.
Yeah, it's a radio program that's on in the middle of the night. It used to be this guy Art Bell created it.
Oh, I know. I totally know it.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I know
And
our
so
I've listened to it. It's on
Yeah.
like 2 in the morning or something.
Right. So they are littered with conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Lately, they get a little too serious for my taste. But when they do open calls, they talk about the U.S. switching from the gold standard to the silver. It gets crazy. But when they talk about the subterranean reptile people, I'm all
Yeah.
about it. In the
Yeah,
US.
well, because you have a good laugh with the thing.
Well, the spooky ones, I leave the radio on while I sleep.
Yeah.
So whatever I choose, but I used to leave that on, and they used to do open calls towards the end of the program,
Yeah.
and people would call in going, "They're following me. They're outside my house right now."
Oh yeah, you got all sorts of schizophrenics and the lunatic fringe out there. I remember.
come on.
Oh, sorry. Go
Schizophrenic
ahead, Greg.
said.
What's wrong with reptile people?
Nothing. I live for them. They control
I
the world.
got a pond
I
out
used to
back. I
date
got a
one.
lot of lizards out there.
I used to work for one also.
A subterranean reptile person. Listen,
Yeah, there's
I didn't have to say anything,
some
though.
weirdos out there. That's
Yeah,
definitely
because
true.
Art Bell, I think he passed away last year, or the year before, something like that.
but
Recently.
he had left the show for a long period of time. He had moved to the Philippines.
Oh
but
yeah.
the guy who does it now is all right.
They were
But
after
when
him.
he hosted it, he had, they have to bring it back to music. Like the guy who used to be the lead guitar singer for Blink 182. He's
Oh
a huge,
yeah.
he's
Oh,
a huge
I know who he is. Yeah, he's been on Rogan. I've been watching his UFO thing. There's a whole thing about him. What's his name? Tom
DeLonge or something like
Tom DeLonge. Yeah.
My
And,
sister says that
Rob?
in arts there's a lot of things wrong with people.
Even
what?
in the Bible community. Rob, did you listen to Art Bell in his heyday?
that. Well, I don't. When is his heyday? He created the show when in the
80s, 90s, something probably.
Yeah, no,
later than that. Later than that.
yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
I started listening back in the thing, and he used to broadcast from his home studio in Pahrump, Nevada.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're
I
laying
heard
you're
them.
laying in bed at 2 a.m. and you hear ABBA through your headphones.
That's I got to tell you this. I
All
got
right.
to tell you this, Greg. I got my ABBA story with Art Bell. It's 2 o'clock in the freaking morning, exactly as you say. You and I could have been listening to the same show because here's what Art Bell said. I got up 2 o'clock, the power went out, kind of thing. I was, and I went, oh shit, man. Now I'm awake and did the whole thing. I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a coffee. So in the car, I go, turn on the radio because I don't want to listen to a lot of radio, right? Turn on the radio, and there's Art Bell, and he goes, oh, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. He goes, there's nothing like listening to female harmonies. And he played ABBA's SOS. And because it was like 2 in the morning and it was deadly quiet everywhere, I had it cranked. It sounded so good. This crap AM radio in my car at 2 a.m. And I still remember Art Bell going, nothing like it. Female duet or, female vocals in harmony. There's nothing like it in the world. That was Art Bell. And it's funny that you mentioned ABBA. The one story I really have about Art is his talk about ABBA.
Two things. SOS is a great song.
Yes.
And I went to a local venue. There was an ABBA cover band. And I got them to photograph them backstage and in front. And it was awesome.
Well, yes, it would be. You're right there. That's incredible.
It was awesome.
I feel like cover bands like that. Look, someone's commenting they love Art Bell. This conversation's really touching the souls of people.
Zach
Yeah,
Blabbeth.
it
You guys
is.
know Zach Blabbeth's channel because he's got
that's
some
Constantine. He's great.
unlike
He's super.
anything you've ever seen.
Zach Blabbeth. He's one of the best.
Well,
We
but
love you, Zach.
I feel that I love the absurdity of things, and I feel like Art Bell was sort of tongue-in-cheeky about the approach to it, but he was very knowledgeable about all the crazy conspiracy theory people, and I loved it, and I loved sort of being half awake and hearing it. Yeah, that stuff was awesome.
It's
kind of
into your
surreal.
dreams, and they're talking about some scary, ghosty stuff, and it seeps into your dreams, and you're like, now I had a friend who was totally into the remote viewing thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was training himself
Yeah.
to be a remote viewer, so he could he could figure out what was in your mind across the planet. So I have an article clip. You guys have to quietly listen to this clip for a couple seconds.
I hope the video doesn't get flagged.
Yeah, it probably won't. I have to mute some mics. Let's see if you can hear this.
Good for you. And if you're calling from North America, whatever. And now, Ghost the Ghost, Overnight AM.
And good evening.
Do you know this, Rob?
And welcome. We have got a program this evening that I hoped, ladies and gentlemen, would never come.
You know what this is, Rob?
Before I get into that, you know that certain things have been happening. I have had certain unexplained phenomenon here near my bunker complex in Fern, Nevada. And what I'm about to say to you is a culmination of all of it.
No one recognizes this
The
yet.
unexplained phenomenon, the migraine headaches, the voices, seeing things moving through my room at night,
Did I show you
dark shapes
on the screen something
falling out of the desert sand,
I shouldn't have shown you? Wait.
dark broodings.
Anyway, that clip, I got to unmute you guys because I've been putting you on timeout. You'll chew on that, and then more will be revealed later. But
Well, I do know. I don't know if it's that serious, but his wife died in the house. I don't know how many times he's married, and that kind of spurred him.
was she killed?
I don't remember how she died. She just died.
He had a whole thing about security people were after him. He left the show because of the fear for his family's health, and the ghost goblins may have been after him, and the green lizards may have been after him.
Real? Do you think it was real? Or just
He revealed his. I don't know. What I believe is irrelevant to the planet.
He left the show 2 or 3 times. He did move to the Philippines. He came back to the show after a period of years, and then he would substitute host a couple of times. But there's other guys who they're used because it's 7 days a week, and there'd be hosts on the weekend. There's a guy named Ian Pundit who does it. He used to do it a lot. I think he comes back. That guy's good. They're very good salesmen of the crap that is the universe of the show. I love that.
It sounds really good. It has this, I don't know. It has this
Conspiracy theory.
No, it sounds like an error.
It's not a theory.
Oh, maybe.
But it's not about the topic. It sounds like an error. It has a certain sound.
Now that you mention it, I believe one sign that you're a space alien is that your favorite movie is Glengarry Glen Ross, and you like the soundtrack.
And I did not. But what if I deny it?
There's a hidden message in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, and if you decipher it, you will be beamed back to the home planet.
If you know what Glengarry Glen Ross spells backwards, you'll be halfway there, and I'm not going to tell you.
If I decipher that, I will be just feedback to this channel, I guess.
I'm sorry. What's wrong with my channel?
I will just be feedback to this channel.
Exactly. I have to go pretty soon, guys, because I have to feed a family of hungry
Greg,
people.
it was fantastic. It was very nice meeting Mike
Yes.
and also Rob. And
Now that I have
did
the
two
new
things
laptop,
today. If you feel like if you hang around, you're not doing anything, just drop on by. Greg shows up from time to time.
now
Always
that I have my new Mac laptop, I can do more
have
streaming
watched.
because it's easy. It's easy for me.
Well, Rachel, I have before I even decided to get into it, I was a huge consumer of VC people.
Oh, okay.
So I have watched you, and I like your kind of your command center approach to doing your channel. You know,
You got to have it, otherwise it goes through.
it feels like you're landing a spaceship or a plane when you're doing your show.
On its way to crashing half the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Rachel,
the shit show. But
Rachel, you can plug your contest here. I'm going to ask you a
Well,
question.
I'm going out of town for a couple weeks, and I'll probably post stuff remotely. But I think before I leave, I will launch
your contest isn't ready. Rachel's is ready, so she can remind us.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yeah, really simple. It's just about Reservoir Dogs. Find anything that relates to Reservoir Dogs in an album or a CD, tape, cassette tape, 8-track. And then the second thing is, so that could be Pink, Mr. Pink, Mr. White. It's a dog, Reservoir Dogs show, an album with a dog, anything. That black and white. Do the Blues Brothers. They're all wearing suits.
Give us any clues. Just tell us the basics. When is it over?
Oh, it's over a month, like on the 11th of.
And you're co-hosting it. You're co-hosting with Lisa.
Yeah.
Is she
$25 USD for
Lisa
the first
Tedesco
prize.
was her channel.
Lisa Tedesco. She is related to Tommy Tedesco, the guitar player from the Wrecking Crew.
And his cousin lives down by me, and I interviewed his cousin, who's a famous.
Yeah, she's all related to that. So, Greg, you're always connecting with these people. Yeah, she's related to that family distantly, but she's in there. Like
Peter Graves is finally. Somebody's
stuff.
going to agree with me finally. There we go. Peter Graves, GGGR.
And then the other one was the second part of his show a record where there's some laughter on it.
How do those things
laughing?
Yeah, people laughing on the vinyl. You play. That happens in so many records.
I wish I had like the Duran Duran album.
Yeah, that exactly. That does.
How do those two things go together, Rachel? Do they, or is that just random?
The laughter thing. Well, I think there's always some degree. I think there's always some degree of humor inside the Tarantino films, like the Bruce Lee fight in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love Bruce Lee. I mean, I'm a major Bruce Lee fan.
I went to, remember when Tarantino had a script that got leaked for the Hateful Eight?
Yes, great.
So to get back at it, he did a live reading of it. I went to that. So it was basically almost all the actors that were in it. And he did a live reading, and he was great. He was like directing it, and he stopped it and told the audience to shut up so they could do the reading. He was like directing everyone in that place. It was hysterical.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. I know. I'm a fan. I like Tarantino. I like his films. And I've got, the box set, and then I bought the Hateful Eight because it wasn't in there. I think Hateful Eight came after the box set that we got. And then I've got and I Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
We're on TV.
Hey, we're infamous or famous.
I'm checking my messages.
So anything with laughter. So 2 questions, show 2 albums or 2 CDs or whatever, and you're done. And the idea you subscribe to the channel, there's the usual stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm all about it. I find everyone I view, I feel like everyone has a good sense of it. I don't feel people are overly serious. I feel like people in the VC have a good sense of themselves, and
it varies. There are the majority are, but we also attract people that we call that are on the spectrum. They're needy. They're neurotic. They are
narcissistic.
Challenged. Yeah, they may have Asperger's. They may have autism. To one extent.
Rob wasn't here when we had to kick off a sort of Nazi troll video while drunk guy, right? Rachel?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll let you in.
We've had a few of them.
I'll let you in on a secret.
Okay.
You can't be kind of Nazi. Even if you're a little bit Nazi, you're Nazi.
Yeah, this is true.
Like sort of Nazi. Even just a smidgen of Nazi,
You're a Nazi. Yeah, I got
He
that.
only went to one meeting, and he might have gotten kicked out because he was too much of a jerk for them, so he got kicked out of that
Like
meeting.
even if your arm goes about this high when you raise it, you're a
You're
Nazi.
a Nazi. You're preaching to the choir. I'm
Rachel,
with
I think you know who I'm talking about, Rachel.
There's a couple. You know what I'm
There's a
into?
couple people.
Actually, there's 3 people that come to mind when you do that. Drunk, Nazis. There's 3 that come to mind. If you can
Rob,
believe it.
what I'm saying is Rob may have missed that, but actually you were watching back then, so maybe you saw some of those classic videos.
Oh my
Well,
God.
when you get inebriated, it brings the type of person you are to the forefront.
Yeah. Yeah. I start laughing.
Well, I think I'm funnier when I'm
When you've had a few, yeah.
herbal. Well, I don't, for health reasons, I don't drink anymore. I would love to have a beer, but I am herbally enhanced. I call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And it's legal. Isn't California a legal state now?
Yeah.
Everything's legal here.
Even
Except
before it was
menthol.
medical, you would go to these roadside psychiatrists and go, "I'm depressed," and they give you a medical card.
Yeah. What a fantastic city. I love Los Angeles. I've been there, like I say, a handful of times or so. And it's always so much. There's so much to see, so much to do. You can never be bored in LA. How could you ever be bored in LA?
Well, I visited. I know you don't live in Vancouver, but I visited Vancouver for the first time a couple years ago, and I loved it. I grew up in Washington D.C. It reminded me a lot of Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we know of Baltimore, the Orioles.
Yeah. But it's a walkable city. I love it.
Yeah, Vancouver is all about that, and it's coastline. You've got the Pacific Ocean there and stuff.
There's a great restaurant there that makes seared sushi.
The host is taking over now, guys.
Okay.
Yes, great. Sorry.
I'm going to go feed my family dinner. We'll probably watch some TV afterwards.
All right.
I might come back in 2 or 3 hours.
All right.
Or I may not.
All right.
But
Mike,
I love
meeting you as well.
I'd love that you all.
Yeah, nice, Rachel, and the rest of the guys. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice, Mike.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for
they're running away from us. They're all going goodbye.
All right.
Deleted them one at a time.
What did we didn't break our record, right? How long were we on for?
This was an hour and 52.
Oh.
But my family demands dinner before 7.
All right. Yeah, go feed them before they eat you.
That's the final word. Goodbye. Goodbye.